Hello friends, today I am making plum cake. This cake is rich with dry fruits, spices and lots of fruits, dried fruits. Here you can see I am cutting the final cake. It's very rich and healthy cake. And here I am in a bowl, I am going to soak the dried fruits. Here I have taken 100 grams of dates. And I am also taking 100 grams of black currants. You can add raisins too. I don't have it, so I'm not adding. Then I'll take some cranberry jelly, some marmalade, and some orange zest. About 50 grams of cranberry jelly and marmalade, and about 15 grams of orange zest. So I'm mixing everything and I'll soak it with 500 ml of red wine. I'm not using rum or any other alcohol. I'm just using red wine. If you're non-alcoholic, you can use just orange juice to soak it. So I'm soaking it overnight. I'm also adding some orange rinds, thinly cut or juliennes. So that will give a bitter taste to it. So I'll keep it covered and keep it overnight. So here I'm adding the orange rinds. So mix it nicely and keep it overnight for soaking. You can also soak it for a year, but I am just soaking it overnight. That is enough. All this gives a richness to the cake. Here I am just taking and removing the liquid. This is the next day of it. Let it drain nicely and then we'll prepare the cake. These are the spices: cinnamon, clove, star anise, and I'm also taking some cardamom. Just 2 or 3 pieces is enough. Slightly dry roast it and powder it and mix it to the cake batter. This plum cake was made during the medieval times in England. It started with a great rich porridge made during Christmas. This porridge was made of oats with dry fruits, spices, sometimes meat too, and this was eaten during the Christmas day to line the stomach, to help in digestion for the upcoming feast of Christmas. So this was the tradition. So thus came the plum cake. So here I am taking about half a cup of granulated sugar, white sugar, and I am going to make the caramel or the black jack as it is called. This will give the black color to the cake. So we just have to melt this, keep the flame medium low and keep stirring. This cake is also a healthy version. It contains lot of vitamin C, K, A, plenty of iron and copper, which helps in blood formation. It's also got vitamin E, iron, calcium, potassium and magnesium and many other nutrients. And these dry fruits contain healthy cholesterol. So we can also use dried figs, raisins, cashews, almonds, prunes, pistachios, whatever fruit you like. Some people also use dried kiwi. So you can see this caramelization is taking time. This also helps in purification of blood in the body and maintains a healthy circulation. This is also called as fruit cake in the US, since the tradition changed and people used to use lots of fruits, dried fruits, along with raisins and black currants and other things. So this got a name as fruit cake in the US. According to Ayurveda, this plum cake has got many benefits. It boosts digestion, improves eye health. It is very heart friendly, as it has got good cholesterol because of the dry fruits. It boosts immunity. It is rich in antioxidants, improves blood circulation, maintains electrolyte balance. It is skin friendly, eye friendly. It's good for bones, and also it is diabetic friendly, as the rich dry fruits. It is heart friendly and good for diabetes. So it is a diabetes friendly cake. So here you can see just melted and given a brown color. At this stage I am adding a half cup of water and then allow it to boil. You can see it will thicken. Just allow it to boil and keep stirring. We need this color and this consistency. It has to be a liquid, not solidified. And this is called caramel or blackjack. And this is used with the batter to give a bitter taste and also a beautiful brown black color. So after adding water, you need to allow it to boil. When it comes to the boiling stage, you can put it off and allow it to cool. So you can see it is done now. So I'm just putting out the flame and allowing it to cool. And now I'm taking 3 eggs in a bowl and beating it. No need to separate the white and the yellow. Can beat it all together. So this is a very tasty cake. All generations love it, and it is very simple to make. Now I am using the electric mixer, hand mixer. Beat it nicely. So I am making 2 types of ingredients. This is the wet ingredient. So to this mixed egg mixture, I'll add the cooled caramel or the blackjack that we prepared and also butter at room temperature. I'm using about 50 grams of butter, unsalted butter. So it's almost done, near to the room temperature. So beat it nicely to get mixed with the egg. To this mixture we add the caramel, and also I am adding about 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence. You can see the butter is not fully at room temperature. So now I have added the blackjack and I am whipping it again. I didn't show the vanilla essence, but I added a teaspoon of vanilla essence too. These are the wet ingredients. And here in a mixer I am taking about 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. That is all the sugar I have added. The sweetness comes from the dried fruits, the dates, the prunes. And to this I am adding all the spices that we roasted and make it a powder. So here are the wet dry ingredients. 250 grams of all-purpose flour. I'm taking it in a sieve. 1 teaspoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon of baking soda. It's a small cake, so I'm just taking 250 grams of all-purpose flour. I'm adding 1 tablespoon of dark coffee powder to give a bitter taste, and also 1 tablespoon of cocoa powder. This will give a good flavor and a bitter taste and the color too. So here I am adding all the ground mixture, the spices along with the brown sugar. So now sieve it well to remove all the lumps. You can see the lumps. So just break it down and remove all the lumps that is formed. So that way the mixture, all the dried ingredients get mixed well. So sieving is an important process in this. Now here in a plate I am taking all the cashews and walnuts. These are 100 grams each. So I am not adding any other thing. You can add anything whatever you like. I'm just coating it with a spoon of all-purpose flour so that it is well coated. We need to do this so that it doesn't go down in the batter while the cake is baking. So all the dried mixture is mixed, so I'm just adding half a teaspoon of salt. And now I'm adding the wet mixture that we made with the egg and the caramel and the butter. So I'm adding to it and just mix everything together. You can see how easy this process is. Just separate the wet and the dry ingredients and then mix it all together. Give it a nice mix. It will take about 10 to 15 minutes. So now let's add all the ingredients, the soaked dry fruit, the cashews, the walnuts. You can add almonds too, pistachios, almonds. So here are the soaked ingredients, the raisins, the dry fruits, the dates, marmalade, and the orange zest and the orange rinds, everything incorporated. Give it a nice mix by folding it. And to this we add the cashews and the walnuts. So I like only these two, so I'm adding these. You can add whatever you like. You can add figs, prunes, dried kiwis, black currants, raisins, sultanas, anything of your choice. You can also add tutti frutti, but I didn't add because it gives too much sweetness, and also it contains added colors, so I'm not adding it. Here in a pan, I have got some butter paper. So on that I am taking the mixture, the batter that we made after mixing the dry and the wet ingredients. Spread it evenly and give it a good shake. Just dust it. This is the consistency needed. So I just spread it evenly and give it a good shake so that all the air bubbles are removed. It is now ready to go into the oven. I'm keeping the oven at 350 and I'll bake it for about 35 minutes. So we can rest during that time. So you can see the rich history of the cake. So after removing from the oven, let it cool, and now we are removing the cake. You can see how well it has come. Just remove all the butter papers.
Wow.
If you are doing without the butter paper, just coat the pan with butter and also dust some all-purpose flour throughout so that it won't stick when we remove it. So here you can see I have removed all the paper. You can see my plum cake. I hope you like this simple recipe. I haven't added any sugar. So just the 2 tablespoons of brown sugar and half a cup of caramelization sugar. That's all I used. So it is a very rich and healthy cake. Do try it. Everyone will love it. I know it for sure. I hope you like my videos. I'm sorry for the late publishing because my video editor was not working for 3 to 4 days. That's why it got delayed. So please do like, share and comment on this recipe. That will be a great motivation and support for my channel. You can see here I'm cutting the cake. I tasted it. It's really very tasty and just the right sweetness that we wanted, and also the bitterness and the cocoa and the coffee powder giving the taste. It's superb. Thank you all for watching.